Alright, hello everybody. So we're going to be going over a few tips and tricks just with raiding, just some general advice I'm going to give about how you can improve your gameplay and how you should be trying to improve as much as you can throughout your raids, so when you actually come to doing a raid boss, you're as prepared as possible. So the first thing we're going to be talking about today is keybindings. So keybindings are a very essential part to every class, and almost everyone does it wrong. You have a lot of high-end raiders who just have no idea how to keybind effectively, and it really can be quite hindering to your playstyle and hindering to your consistency throughout your raids. So an important thing to know when you're keybinding is you want to have every key set out in a methodical way. So you want to have your instant cast spells on buttons you can press while you're moving. So for me, the easiest button for me to be pressing while moving is E, is 3, is 4. I can press all those keys while moving left and right. Super simple. So with that in mind, that's how I place my keys. So, Powered Shield. Probably my most used ability. It's an instant cast, so I can use it on the move. So it's really important to have this on a key that is very accessible while moving in every direction. And it isn't something that's hard, to press constantly. So for me, that's E. So that's why I have Powered Shield on E. Penance on 3. Penance is one of my most used abilities, and you can move it on the you can use it on the move as well. So that's why I have it on a key binding like 3, so I can move in all directions and press 3. I have Smite on 4. Now Smite is a cast, so it doesn't really matter what button it's on because I can't be casting it while I'm moving. But it is a button I am pressing repeatedly. So 4 is very easy to press with my index finger, so that's why it's there. So pretty much behind every single key binding I have, there is a reason for why it's there, and that's just to help me, make sure I can do everything as effectively as possible. So I have that with pretty much every single spec. I change my key bindings very frequently until I'm, absolutely happy with them. For example, see, I used to play with Vampiric Touch on E and Shadow Word Pain on Q. I switched this around mid HFC because I was like, wait a second, why am I doing that? I can't press Q as easily as I can press E, so I switched them around. Yes, it wasn't, the best for the 1 or 2 days it took me to, get back that muscle memory, but it was a good fix, and it did improve my gameplay. So as you can see here, same sort of, methodology. Shadow Word Pain, instant cast spell, it's on E. Void Bolt, which comes from Void Eruption, it's on 3. Very easy, very repetitive spell to be casting. So it's on a key binding that is very easy to press. Mind Flay, one of my main fillers, it is a cast time, so I have it on 4. So that same principle applies to every single spec I play. Every single time I create a character or try out a new spec or do something new, I follow these same principles. If it's a spell I'm going to be using frequently, something I can cast on the move, put it on a key binding that I find easiest to press. Now a big thing people say is, I've been playing with these key bindings for years, there's nothing wrong with them. Well, you're an idiot. If you've been playing with those key bindings for years and you've never looked at your key bindings and gone, oh, there is maybe a better way to do this. Oh, maybe pressing this button, 400 times in a night hurts my fingers. Change it. Spend 1 to 2 days learning how to press that key. Fix your muscle memory. It doesn't take long to learn, and you're going to be very rewarded for it. So the second thing I want to be going over with is a few key bindings you can implement to just help your gameplay. So the first one will be this extra action button. So I have this bound to V. So what is this? The extra action button is the little button you get for certain fights. So it's that little box that comes up. I'm trying to think of an example in... What's an example? So on a fight like Dragon Soul for Oddraxian, that has the extra action button that comes up. I'm trying to think of one in Emerald Nightmare. Don't think there is one in Emerald Nightmare. But anyway, it's the little boss button you get that lets you do something else. So that's what the extra action button does there. Have this key bound. Don't be that person who has to click it. Don't be that person on this guy goes, oh, I need an add-on to do this. No, just have it bound. Click, be ready for any situation that comes, whether it be in a random mythic dungeon. You get some random boss button. You're wondering what it does, or there's some mechanic somewhere that does something. Have this bound. So the second thing we want to be looking at is where is it? Target markers. So you can actually bind a button to assign targets to markers. So skull is the most obvious one. So for raid leading, I find this very easy. I just press X, mark something with a skull. Super simple to do. So that's two things in the key bindings to have. Another thing is you want to be making sure you are key binding everything. So as you can see, I've got this very simple grid layout. I've got 1 through 5, Q, E, R, T, F, G, C. Then the next row, I've got Shift for all of those, Control for all of those, and then I have my function keys and just random other ones there I press. So it's very important you get into the habit of using keybinds for everything. Even if it's things, like your bloody mailbox. Why would you click on your mailbox through your bags? Just put it on a key binding. Like there's heaps of them you can have. You just learn it, you make your life simpler. Why not? So the last thing I want to be going over is we're going to go over some focus targets. So one of the biggest problems we'll have is multi-dotting. So there are a lot of options in Legion now. You have your boss frames, which have actually gotten pretty good. So in LVI they have really nice boss frames that come out. There are things like enemy grid, but I'm not sure what the changes with enemy grid is, but it might be disappearing. So, and then there is this other way, which is one that pretty much everyone should be using if they have any kind of dots, or need to switch targets or need to do anything onto a second target, even if it's something like interrupting. So the easiest way to do that is through your interface. You can go to combat and you can go focus cast key. So now I've set this to alt because I use shift and control to do just other key bindings. So then I use alt for my focus. So what does this mean? So I can be targeting skull. I'm going to be setting this target here as my focus target. Now I've got keybinds. Where is the targeting? You can scroll down to here. You can go focus target. I've set that to Alt F. So when I click Alt F, I can change any target to my focus. Super simple. And then what I can be doing is targeting the main guy. Right, and then holding down Alt, and it'll go into my focus. Super simple to set up. Very easy to multi-dot. I hope that helped, and give me any feedback. Thank you.